Hello, and welcome back to Diecast Graveyard. My name is Paul. Today we got something really cool. We've got a 67 Dodge Charger Classic. And what we're going to do here is we're going to do a wheel swap on this car. Now there's not really a lot involved with making a video about doing a wheel swap, so we're going to show you a few of the other steps that we normally don't show, like drilling out the posts, etc. But this is a very beautiful car. I love the paint job, I love the stance of the car. I just don't like the plastic wheels. Now the lettering on the side is really cool, but we're going to go ahead and switch these things out with some real riders. And this is going to be a lot of fun, so please stick around and we'll have some fun with this. Let's go ahead and get started. First thing we got to do, of course, is drill out the post. Now I'm using a 1/16 inch drill bit here because I'm going to use 1-72 screws. Now take your time, and initially I'll drill out the flange that holds on the car to the base, and just a little bit, so you have drilled past that flange, that mushroom post that is on the car, and it's holding it to the base. And the reason I do that is because it allows the ring that you drill out to release sooner, if that makes sense. Now you can do it without drilling this, but I found that if you do drill it, it tends to release a lot cleaner and a lot sooner. Now we're going to put a 5/64 bit in there, and we're going to go ahead and drill out these rings. Take your time, go slow, because they're going to bite really fast. They're biting right now. Wiggle it around. There's the ring, or what's left of it anyways. And then switch around and do the other post. I go really, really slow here. Start wiggling it, and there's the ring you're looking for. That means that the front of that post has released, and you can peel the base off the bottom of the car. Look at that. Look how easy that came apart. Real simple. And we still got plenty of post to drill into to put the screws in. This is great. Let's move on. The next thing we're going to do here is we're going to take a file and we're going to flatten the post. You want to make sure that the post sets well on the base of the car. Now you've drilled out that mushroom flange that holds it on, but it still has a little bit of a tight fit when it comes to putting the car back together. So that's why you file the post back some and flatten it out. Plus it'll make it a little bit easier for you to drill the post out to accept the screw. That looks nice. Now we're going to put that same 1/16 inch bit back into the drill, and we're going to drill the holes for the post. Here's where you need to take a look at the post and see how deep the post is, or how long it is. Now both of these posts are pretty good length here, and they're a lot longer than the screws you're going to put in them. So drilling these posts out shouldn't be too much of a problem. I like to hold the car when I drill it out. Some people put it in a vise, some people put it on the table. This is my own personal preference. Neither way is wrong. As long as you get the hole drilled, it's pretty much centered, and you don't drill too deep to allow the drill bit to pass through the other metal of the car. You don't want to go through the hood or the trunk or anything like that. Stop every so often and clean out the drill bit to make sure that the flutes of the drill bit are cleaned and the residue that you're drilling out flows out freely. Now, the other thing you want to do here is when you put this 1/16 drill bit into the chuck, you want to try and put the drill bit back as far as it can go, or close to it. And I'll explain that. Please don't forget to hit that subscribe button and click on that little bell to be alerted to any future videos that come out. If you have the drill bit too far out, while you're drilling, it tends to wobble and bend. You're taking a chance there of snapping that drill bit off. So if you back it up into the chuck of the drill quite a bit and only leave a little bit sticking out, that drill is going to be a lot more firm and it's not going to wobble as much. That there is your tip today from your Uncle Paulie. Now I'm putting my fingernail on the drill bit to see how far that I've drilled into the post. That's plenty far enough for sure. Now let's go ahead and flip it over and do the rear post. Again, take your time. Notice the curly cues coming out of the post there. There's your drilling. That means your drill bit flutes are nice and clean. Still, every so often, stop and clean them off and keep on drilling. Plus, it also helps to have a nice sharp drill bit too. That's coming along really well. Yeah, when I looked at this car initially and I saw how really nice it was, I didn't want to paint it because the blue color is fantastic, the decals are really nice, and the rest of the car looks good too, but the plastic wheels just take away from it, unfortunately. I wish Mattel would get a clue in that department. They usually make some really good stuff, but sometimes they go through all the trouble of making these beautiful cars and they just put little plastic pieces on them and stuff like that and just, you know, put a plastic base on it or whatever. They can make such good cars. Now I'm willing to pay that extra dollar too for that stuff that they put on there. Let's see how far we've drilled on this. Okay, definitely plenty long enough to put the screw in. Now we're going to have to tap out those drill bit, or those posts to accept the screws. Take a little bit of motor oil. Now I got these off of Amazon, these little bottles with the needle filler, and I fill them with oil and other liquids that I use. They work fantastic and they allow you to control where you put the oil instead of spraying a whole thing down or something like that. So those little bottles are a really good investment. I've got this little cushion because I don't want the paint to get all scratched up. So if I'm drilling or something like that, if I can help it, and I'm not holding the car itself, then I'll use that little cushion there, that little rubber piece, to keep it from getting all scratched up on the table. Using this tap set that I got from brightvision.com or brightvisionwheels.com, this is a really nice tap set. The little aluminum handle, it's very light and it's easy to control. It's better than those big bulky ones. Now the big bulky ones work, but these ones are really nice and they're a lot easy to handle. Very easy to handle, excuse me. There you go. Screw it in till you start to feel resistance. As soon as you do, back it out, and if you have to, clean off that tap and continue to screw it in. That's plenty deep enough for sure. Now let's go ahead and test fit the screws. Go ahead and screw them in, and those screws should go right up to the bottom of the post if you've drilled deep enough. If you haven't drilled deep enough, you may have to go a little bit farther or use a shorter screw. Or possibly even file down the screw, which if the screws are too long, I've done that in the past for sure. All the way up to the top of the post. That looks good. And I use washers sometimes just to make sure that the screw isn't going to go through the bottom of the base. Now here, I've measured out on the base how far I need to, or how long I need to make the axles for this car and this wheel swap. So now I'm going to do the front one. I mark the axle with a Sharpie pen. Make sure I can see it with these old eyes. And I still wear the magnifying glasses too when I'm doing close work like this. Go ahead and snip off the end of the axle. Now these things will fly really far, so be careful that you're not pointing it at anybody or your eyes or anything else. I still wear my glasses when I do this. You only got one set of eyes, and once you lose them, you're out of luck. I use these fence pliers that I got at Harbor Freight. Now you can get these at Lowe's and Home Depot and other places like that. But the size of them, the pressure that you can put on the ends of these axles pinches them and widens out that little flange on the end so the wheel won't come off. Now you can always trim that up a little bit if you have to. But that works out well. And those wheels fit absolutely perfect when you go ahead and put them on the base. Now let's just give it a little bit more of a squeeze here. Sometimes if you squeeze it really hard, you can hear your knuckles crack. There we go. That's nice. Like I said, if you have to, you can file down that end just to take off some of that length of the flange there. But that's nice. That's perfect. That's exactly what we needed. All right, well, let's get the wheels in the base. Here I've got this little vise that I bought. Now you can find this vise on my Amazon Marketplace page. I've got an Amazon page for Diecast Graveyard, and all the stuff that I use in my videos, like this little vise and those fence pliers and stuff like that, is all available on my Amazon page. Please go check it out. It'll save you from having to hunt for it. Now, I only make a few pennies off that page, so anything you can do that would help. This body's fantastic. It's beautiful. I love the colors. I love the decals. Everything's great. Here's the base with the new wheel swap, and those wheels look pretty good. I kind of wish they had a little white wall on them, but or some lettering. That'd be great. Interior's cool. Windshield's cool. And this is what we started with. This 67 Dodge Charger Classic. Beautiful car. I love it. I love the colors. I love the decals. It's fantastic, but I just don't care for those plastic wheels. So we're going to take it out, and we're going to do everything we can to give it some nice real riders and make it look really cool. And this is what we got to. This beautiful Dodge Charger with the real rider tires. Now, there's other rims and stuff like that available. I just happen to pick these, and both sizes of the wheels are the same size. The front and the back are the same size. But this is a really cool build. Like I said, the colors are fantastic. This is really, really nice. Now, this is something really cool here. What I want you to do is, in the comments, please leave a comment about what you liked about this video, or if you didn't like something about the video, please leave a comment. I can't fix the videos if you don't tell me what's wrong. Now, within the next couple weeks, I'm going to be giving this car away to a lucky subscriber. Please comment in the comments, Charger. That's all you have to do. In this video, comment Charger. And then in about a week or so, when I get back home from my road trip of working, we'll draw a name of somebody that leaves a comment, and I'll send this car to you. How cool is that? I want to thank my Patreon subscribers. William K7 Robinson, looking forward to talking to you soon, brother. Dale Johnson, Ed Ostrander, and Richard Reese. Mortician Level, Jake Rademacher, Sam Pascal, Air Warrior Coffee, Adam Bowen. Thank you, gentlemen. For my Gravedigger folks, Chris Decker, Trevor DeViz, and also Bob DeNice. Thank you guys so much. Stephen Terrence, Ronald Raby, Michael Oxley, and Pete Langford. Thank you, gentlemen. Like I said, folks, please leave a thumbs up in the comments. If there's something that you don't like about the video and you want to leave a thumbs down, I don't have a problem with the thumbs down. Just do me the courtesy, please, of telling me what you don't like. I can't fix it if you don't tell me what you don't like. That's all I ask. I am open to constructive criticism, but just please do me the decency of leaving a comment about what you don't like about it. I'm not going to get PO'd or anything like that. Just tell me what you don't like, and I'll message you directly and then say, hey, look, I agree with you, or I don't agree with you, or whatever. But please leave a comment. I want to thank you so much for tuning in today to Diecast Graveyard. We'll have some more videos here in the very near future. We got some on deck. And don't forget to check on my link to my Patreon page. Please become a member of my Patreon page. I sure could use the help. Thank you so much, and have a great day. Cheers.